Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm excited. I have this beautiful card that I put together back in early December for my Stampin' Up! Silver Elite Retreat. And so we got to make it early December. I haven't made it since then, but I've been wanting to share it with all of you. It's beautiful. It was inspired by let me show you. Hang on. It was inspired by the actual catalog sample. So I'm going to be using this stamp set called Forever Lovely, and I'll be pairing that with the Lovely Flowers Edgelits Dies. Oops, can't see them very well. There we go. So I'll be using the bundle, and this is the card that inspired the one that I did. It's a simpler version than the one in here, but in a way it's a little bit tougher because I think this one just has a little overlay over it, and the one that I have actually opens up, and I'm going to show you how to use the Stamparatus to do that. Hi, I'm seeing some comments come through. There's Shannon Miller from Florida, and Linda Kraus, and Melissa, and Mary Jo. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm going to scroll back through here, see who else. Oh, look at, oh, so many familiar names. I'm so excited. Okay, we're going to get started then. But before we do, I just want to remind you all about the way this works. So on my Facebook Live broadcasts, I draw for prizes, and I do that at the end. And the way that you get entered into the prize drawing is basically you say hello, or you tell me where you're from, or you ask a question, or you help by giving some answers to questions that I don't know. And so that sort of thing. So just chime in at any time, and if you can comment at least once, you get entered into the prize drawing, and then we will draw for some fun product prizes. The prizes that I draw today, there will be one from this broadcast and one from last week's broadcast. Now, if you live out of the U.S., I can still send you a card. I can't send you the actual product because of the rules, but I can at least send you a card. So let's. Oh gosh, I'm still. There's my desk. I'm thinking that you're seeing me full here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and. Let's see, I'm just going to make sure my comments are all scrolled through to the bottom. Look at all these names. I'm so glad we have lots of people joining. You're going to love this card. I can't wait to show it to you. But first, I'm going to show you on the computer the supplies and measurements. And you're going to be like, your jaw's going to drop when you see the measurements. Here they are. Ta-da! Basically, there's one sheet of Whisper White cardstock, and it's actually a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. We're gonna walk through that process so that those of you that are beginners can actually see how to cut a card base. It's pretty simple as long as you have that wonderful trimmer. So yes, we just have one layer of cardstock throughout the whole thing, and then these are the supplies that I'll be using. I'll use the Forever Lovely stamp set, the Edgelits dies. I love it. Michelle says she's in her PJs. That's awesome. Yes, that's the beauty of stamping classes online, right? We can wear whatever we want and nobody knows. Well, not me, but you guys can. The ink pads that I'll be using will be Pear Pizzazz, and actually at the last minute changed my mind and decided to do Grapefruit Grove instead of Flirty Flamingo, but my samples that I have for you are with the pink color Flirty Flamingo. And my nail polish was supposed to coordinate with the Flirty Flamingo. Oh well. So you'll also need the Big Shot brush, and that's to use the dies with. The Stamparatus Tool is a must on this. You'll need to for sure use these. And then we have the magnetic pad. Now this is an optional thing from Stampin' Storage. This is a company that I love dearly. Most of my crafting supplies are organized with products that they have, and I have to show you the wonderful magnetic pad. Okay, and then we have, of course, some of the basics, like the trimmer, the bone folder, paper snips. The Stampin' Chamois is a great way to clean off your Stamparatus, and then we'll be using some little embellishments, the rhinestones, and the Heart Epoxy Droplets. So go ahead and take a screenshot if you have not done that yet. 6:06 a.m. there. Where are you at, Sylvia? She's still in bed too. So you got a couple people in your jammies today. This is awesome. Okay, so we're gonna, you guys are making me giggle. I love it. All right, so we're gonna get started. Let me show you the card first. I usually don't do that, do I? Okay, but actually I have two samples of them. Again, these are in the pink versions that match my fingernail polish. So we have these cards, and if you open up the card, it actually has the die cut pieces on the front. So there's a little trick to this. This is a hard card to do in a class, so if you are a demonstrator and you're thinking of duplicating this, you might need a couple Stamparatus tools. Keep the class small. I know my team member Cheryl Lee actually did do this in her class, so yay for her. I think it went well too. All right, we're going to set up the camera and bring you all in. Let's start by cutting the cardstock. You wish you were in your PJs. Sick at work. Oh yeah, Melissa, I'm so sorry. Were you sick last week too? Oh my goodness. I thought it was, oh, maybe it was your mom. I think it was your mom. Okay, so we're going to take the 8.5 by 11 cardstock and we're going to put it in horizontally to the 5.5 inch mark. And then we're going to trim. So here's the 5.5 inch mark over here. And then we're just going to use our cutting blade and slice it. Now you have 2 card bases that just need to be folded in half. And the best way to fold them, in my opinion, is to use the scoring blade on your trimmer. So we're going to put the cardstock in this way now for our smaller piece. We're going to go to the 4.25 inch mark because that's half of 8.5. Before we did half of 11 and now we're doing half of 8.5. And we're just going to press that down. That puts a little crease in the middle of your cardstock and then you are able to fold it just like that. Okay, we won't need that trimmer anymore. It's amazing. One piece of cardstock. Now we're going to bring in the handy dandy, and it's going to make a glare. I knew it. Whenever I have a dark object in my screen, it glares. Oh my goodness. Let's just zoom out a tad. Oh, it still doesn't help. We're going to put things around here so that we can see lots of different colors. No, that's not working either. We're just going to cut this quickly. So this is what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to take your die that coordinates with the Forever Lovely stamp set. So here are the dies. By the way, this is another Stamp and Storage product too, these wonderful magnet sheets here. So I love it. Okay, so this is the die we're going to use to cut into our cardstock. Food poisoning on New Year's Eve. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Melissa. Ugh. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay. So now we're going to take this die and we're going to lay it on the front of our card. Hi, Anne from New York. And thank you for sharing. Yay. Okay, so this die, you want to put the sharper, you can't really cut yourself on these dies. You can feel that there's a ridge there, but unless you really press into it with your fingers, you can't cut yourself. So we're going to put that cutting side down and we're going to make sure that this edge, so there's an edge here, that doesn't have a cut on it. It's just supposed to line up with the edge of, or the opposite side of your cardstock. So it's meant to not cut here, but it will cut along the top. So we're going to put it right up to where our score line is and we're going to run it through, okay? Oh, I missed that. Jara, she, let's see, easier if you score the whole piece first and then cut. Yes, if you're going to make 2 cards, definitely score first. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so we have our Big Shot platform, and then on top of that we will put our thin die adapter. So you would need to put this on if you're going to use dies like this. If you're going to just use an embossing folder, you just need this platform. Okay, so we'll put that there, and then we always typically put things between 2 cutting mats. Not necessarily dirty ones like this, but you can continue to use your cutting mats month after month after month, even if they're all scratched up and dirty like this. Seriously, they work. So I don't know if you guys do this, but I use a lint roller. Once in a while I'll just come through and I'll see, look at that, it already pulled off a bunch of cardstock that was dug into my cutting mat. I should have cleaned it before we started. All right, so we're going to lay this in there this way, cardstock down, die down, lined up. You know what? I think I want it a little bit higher. I'm going to go right about there. Okay, so now we're going to take our other cutting mat, which is dirty and I need to clean, and put that right on top. Okay? All right, oops. I think it moved on me. There we go. Okay, so we're going to run it through. And Lucky, my cat, is really needy today. Oh, he's going to just sit on the table over there. You won't see him, I guess, right now. but he might come into the picture later. Now what I should have done was just go back again and cut it the other way. I'm just going to double crank it, okay? So I fed it through one more time. This is what I meant about double cranking it. Go this way. That just really reinforces your dies. Make sure that they're cut all the way through, and then flip it over and check. And you can see here that those are cut all the way through. So we'll get this dark object out of the way. We won't put it where Lucky is. That's where it was before, but he's taken over that spot. You might get to see him today. He is very needy. So now what we'll do, and I'll zoom in here, we're going to take our die brush, and the die brush does come with a little foam mat so that if you wanted to, you could take and put this down onto the foam mat and then brush. But I find that it kind of bends my cardstock if I do that, so I just hold it up like this with my fingers behind, and I brush with the die still in it. You always get better results if you keep your die in it because you're not scratching your cardstock. And then you just go like that. Make sure that all the pieces that you saw in those holes are coming out. And then you just pull it away. And if there's any tough pieces, just kind of go like that to pry it off. Okay, so, and I do have a garbage next to me this time. I'm not going to just brush it on the floor like I sometimes do, because I'm a neat freak. There we go. All right, so now we're going to take, I'm reading some comments. My comments got stuck here, hang on. Oh, they're not stuck. Bella, my cat, is also here for the videos. Yay! Hi, Suzanne. You said yesterday, I think it was yesterday, you said you were going to join. Thank you. All right, so now we've got the base of our cardstock almost ready to go, the base of our card. We just need to trim this off. You could take a scissors that has a very long cutting blade on it, or you can take the paper snips and just cut right into it. I find that when you have a longer section to cut, it's easier to use a longer bladed scissors, but this is good enough. Got a little speckle there. There we go. Next, we're going to use our bone folder, and we're going to really make sure that this lies flat. If it's not lying flat, it's going to cause problems with our Stamparatus setup. So I'm actually going to go this way too and give it a little bit of a crease because that'll help really break those fibers in the cardstock. Okay, so now we have our card base. We're going to grab our Stamparatus tool, and we have our colors ready to go. Oh, look at that, I've already pulled these out. So these are called Stampin' Spots, and they come in, sometimes they come in the mini catalogs. We used to sell them a long time ago in sets of 12, but now they come in paper pumpkin kits, sometimes other card kits, and then of course once in a while in a mini publication like an occasions or a holiday catalog or something. None this time, but you can also get spots that are blank. So they look like this, and then you just take the cover off and ink them up with whatever re-inker you want. So this one here I inked up with the Pineapple Punch, and then I just took, I think I got this idea from Patty Bennett. You just grab and punch out a coordinating piece of cardstock, label it with the name on the front and the back, and then whatever you're looking at, you still know what color it is, right? Because once that cap is off, you want to make sure that you match them up correctly. So this is my Fresh Fig one. So you can do that, or you can just subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and collect a whole bunch of them. So I have my Grapefruit Grove and my Pear Pizzazz. Normally, you know, you could pull out these larger pads, but with the Stamparatus, I find that it's a lot easier to use the mini ink pads. I think some of you who have used the Stamparatus know that, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our Stamparatus. This is a stamp positioning tool that's fairly new to Stampin' Up. They took the best of the best out there, and they did their research. This is awesome. So, so it's a wonderful stamp positioner. It's got 2 plates on it, 2 image plates that you can use. And in fact, you can buy extra plates. So in case you have a multi-step image where you don't want your card to move, you can put a stamp on this one, a stamp on this one, a stamp on the back side, a stamp on the back side of the other one, and then maybe on another plate, because you can take these and move them in and out. But I'm not going to teach about the Stamparatus today. Just know that it's an awesome tool. I do have a video on that if you want to learn more, and it was also in the Stampin' Up! Blog hop on the Stamparatus, which teaches a lot about the Stamparatus, so you should check that out. Just go on YouTube, right? This magnetic pad is, again, from Stampin' Storage. It's not necessary, but it's a wonderful addition because it gives it an extra little lift for when you're going to be stamping, especially if you go closer into the corners, because sometimes this pad just does not hit your paper very easily with your stamp on it in those corners or close to the edges unless you have it up a little bit higher. So this magnetic pad just does that. And because we are using the clear stamps, these are the photo polymer, totally clear unless they're stained stamps. If you're using these, then you want to bring it up with the extra foam that comes with the Stamparatus. This just gives an extra lift. If you're not using that, then you're like if you're using the red rubber stamps, they have foam in them already that makes them a little taller, so you wouldn't need that. So let's set that up there. It doesn't really matter where that magnetic pad is. We're just going to leave it wherever. And then I want some grid paper in there, and I forgot I need a pencil. Let me grab a pencil. Okay. So now that we've got everything shoved up into the corner there, sorry, I see a question there. Deborah Culbertson is asking where I get my containers to store these in. So I'm just using the clear, these are our wood mount cases. Hang on, there we go. These are our wood mount cases, and then Terry Gaines shared a wonderful video on how to just wrap 5 of them at a time with some of our clear acetate paper. Acetate sheets, I should call it. You know, tape them up with the tear and tape, and then you've got these little tubes to go in there, and it keeps them a little bit organized. I'm hoping that Stampin' Up! Comes out with something that's awesome for storing these, because I hate to buy anything that's not Stampin' Up! I know, I'm a Stampin' Up! Nerd. Okay, so now we'll take our card, and we're going to open it up. We're going to draw a little line, and we can use the lines on our grid paper as well. So we're just going to draw a little corner here, and we're going to draw a corner there. And that way, if my cardstock moves on me, I know exactly which corners I lined up my card with in order to do my design. All right, this is the hard part. Are you ready? Okay, what's going on? Going nuts with black and white. Is it really? Okay, I'm not seeing that on my end. I'm so sorry. I saw it with the Stamparatus tool, but I think we're okay. Now that it was probably when I had that out, right? With the black. I know. Those dark colors, they just glare. So sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. You used yours for the first time, Kim, when you did your Christmas cards. So the Stamparatus is awesome when you're gonna do multiple images over and over again on many cards. Oh my goodness, this is one of the best. Okay, and I can see, I'm gonna okay, this might be gross. I think I've done this before on camera. I'm sorry, but I have a little bit of lint on the back of my stamps. How gross, Rachel. Okay, so we're gonna lay that down. We're gonna close this up, and we're gonna carefully line up the little images where the dies are. Now I'm gonna have to kind of dive in here, so hang on a minute. I want to make sure I do this right. These stamps can be a little tough to line up. So again, another reason not to do this in a class setting. We're going to get close enough though. So you're going to line it up, and then you're going to pick up that image. So we're closing one of the plates down on top. We're picking up the image. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to use the magnet. We have a magnet. You get 2 magnets with your Stamparatus tool. Oh, Rachel. See, I told you it's been since mid-December since I've done this. So when I lift this up, it's going to move. That's okay, because we have it lined up. So I'm going to put this back down, and now I'm going to double check. So I'm putting a magnet down. That's holding my card in place. I have another magnet over here. Do not put your magnets close together. That's never good. Keep them apart. Okay, now we'll lay it down, and we're going to check. I'm just going to angle it towards me so I can check it. You know, it looks good from here. Hopefully it is. Okay, so we'll lift that up and then we're gonna open up the card. So we'll open this up, we'll put the magnet back down and we can ink up our stamp. So this is my Grapefruit Grove from the last Paper Pumpkin kit. So even though in my videos for Paper Pumpkin I'm always using the full pads because they're easier, with the Stamparatus, these are a dream. I love them. You're not going to be able to see the color on here very well because these pink stained stamps, they're pretty pink. All right, so hopefully I got it all inked up. This is one of our distinctive stamps. So when you stamp with it, you actually get kind of a light and dark look. So now we'll press down. We're leaving our magnets in place. Hopefully they will hold on to that paper. Sometimes ink will stick to, like this, it'll make the stamp stick to your paper. Well, so will just the stamps, but I'm freezing up. Oh my goodness, Deb. I'm so sorry. Am I freezing up for everybody else? Why don't I put the card in the corner? Because I didn't. Debbie, that's a good question. You could put the card in the corner. I like to have it in the middle, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. You could put it in the corner because then you don't have to worry about the little lining up and everything with the pencil and the grid paper, but you're coming closer to the edge. And I think before I got that magnetic pad, I was just so used to using my cards in the middle of my Stamparatus so that I get a nice full image. I'm pressing down one more time with a re-ink stamp because this area didn't get enough ink. So no problem on your end, Fran? Okay, good. Thanks, Suzanne. Thank you. I wonder if it's just Deb's device or where she's at. Okay, now we're going to use Pear Pizzazz and we're going to take the other stamp image wherever it went. Hang on, I know it's here somewhere. I took it off and I set it down. If you guys see it, let me know. That would be hilarious if I couldn't find that for a live video. Well, while I am looking for my stamp, I just want to tell you, I'm looking on myself too, that I have a club starting up and it's going to start up in, seriously, it's starting up in mid-March, so part of celebration. Actually, here it is. It's starting up in mid-March? No, mid-February. So it's starting up soon. And so if you are somebody who would like to purchase stamps or Stampin' Up! Product on a monthly basis and get rewards for that, then I would highly encourage you to be a part of my club. If you have another demonstrator, I'm sure that there are ways to do that through your demonstrator, but if you do not have a demonstrator, I would love it if you wanted to join our club. We're looking for 3 new members, and this is good that I'm talking about this while I'm lining this up. You guys know what I'm doing, right? So we're lining up this image. Now we don't have to close our card to do this. We just have to use the image that's already there, and now we'll go ahead and close it. So yes, we're looking for 3 members that can start mid-February, so that's in about a month from now. And the first host or hostess will have their closing of their party mid-March. So you can order halfway through February all the way halfway through March, and then the next hostess or host will get the April month, but their starting period is mid-March. So you get 2 months of celebration in there. So it's a good thing. Let me know if you're interested in that. Okay, so I have my stamp set up for that. Now I'm going to grab my, this is Pear Pizzazz, and ink up this stamp over here. Good, you guys can see that. So I do the same thing. I center my projects on the Stamparatus. Yeah, I don't know. I got used to it, I think, because the corners I was having such problems with the corners, but with that magnetic pad from Stampin' Storage, yes. Oops, I guess that comes off. You could definitely go right up into the corner. You wouldn't have any issues with it. Okay, so now we've got that inked up, and we'll come down and we'll stamp it. Now, if you were to do this in a class setting or make multiples, it would be tough to keep the stamps in those same spots because your die cutting might appear in a different location on your card every time. So when Cheryl did this for her class, she actually had to have people taking and cleaning off. This is the chamois that I listed on the supplies. So she had to have people cleaning off the stamps, peeling them back up, and repositioning them for their own cards. So it's a little bit more detailed. So this is really for anybody who wants to make a special Valentine or a special wedding card for somebody. Okay, so we're gonna take those and bring those off to the side for now. We don't need them. And remove the magnets one at a time. And again, seriously, don't have these connect. I have not broke any of my magnets yet, but I have heard stories from people. And look at this, watch. Ta-da! It lines up. So the last steps are basically adding the words and embellishments. Now I could use my Stampin' Spot for my pear ink, but this is super quick, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So we'll go ahead and ink that up and stamp that up here, like that. And, oh, Connie Stewart. Oh my gosh, she is so smart. Watch what okay, so she just did a video recently. I have to share this. This is awesome. To open up the ink pads, instead of trying to dig your hand in here, let's say it's too hard to get into there, and actually her husband, I guess, showed her this, you can just push right here on the top part of your lid, just push it, and it opens it up. Yeah, and then she suggested using chapstick along here to help get it going, and after a while, your stamp pads are gonna loosen up, but that just makes them more slippery. So I thought that was genius. Loved it. Okay, last we have the embellishments. These cute little Heart Epoxy, they call them Heart Epoxy Droplets. You've broken them by accident. How did you break them, Lisa? Did you break them by having them slammed together? Or did you have, did you like drop them or something? Because they are fragile. They're very fragile. We're gonna grab our snips for the rhinestones here because I don't have my pickup tool. But for these, I think they're easiest just to lift up. Let me look at my samples real quick. I think they're easiest just to lift up and kind of stick down like that. So, yeah, I want to know how you did it. Oh my gosh, yes, this could definitely be a sympathy card. Wedding, sympathy, shower, anything that's serious or floral or thoughtful. Yeah, definitely. Oh, let's add one more. Actually, let's add a couple more of these because this would be really awesome on the inside too. Can you guys see those things? I'm not even sure if you can see them. Oops, hang on. Hopefully you can. So there's one. You can color on these. I think I mentioned that in a past video. You can actually take the Stampin' Blends and color those so that they're different colors before you press them on. There's another one. I won't keep going with this card. You got the idea. But let me pull in the other ones here so you can see those. This one does need a rhinestone though, doesn't it? We have to put a rhinestone on it. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, let's get the rhinestones out. At least for a screenshot, if you guys are taking a screenshot during this, you got to at least have a couple of rhinestones on there. There's one. I may move that later. I have to put a lot of thought into where I put my rhinestones. Okay, there. So we have Grapefruit Grove and Pear Pizzazz, and then we have Flirty Flamingo and Pear Pizzazz. Hopefully you can see those really well. And we'll zoom in just a tad again. There we go. Yay! Color them. Yes, definitely color them. Oh, the bow. Yes. Okay, so I added this one because you got to add lots of fun little frills and things, right? So I just put that on with a glue dot. This comes from a combo pack in that same section of the catalog. That is from this combo pack. This is the All My Love ribbon, and that's the Flirty Flamingo color there. So I love it. I love that the catalog is sectioned off into suites so that you know what kind of things you can purchase together to kind of make your project flow. Now I want to point out I did not use any freebies, celebration freebies during my demo, but if you are new, just keep in mind that for every $50 you spend on Stampin' Up! Product, and this is from any demonstrator, during now through the end of March, you can get a freebie from the celebration catalog, or more, depending on how much you spend, right? a set of 12 by 12 paper, fun little wooden embellishments, this adorable cupcake set, the beautiful ribbon that we had as prizes last time that I'm going to, of course, draw for still. We've got some beautiful stamp sets in here too. Super cute, fun foil paper, lots of goodies. So keep that in mind. Ooh, in fact, this one here, I just did on my blog today. I did some alternate projects with this card kit, so you'll want to check that out. And if you don't know where that is, go to stampyourartout.com. Okay, so let's find out what the prizes are today. I'm so excited. So the prizes for today, you get to choose, as always. If you are the first name drawn, which would be this week, you get to have a set of Heart Epoxy Droplets. And one person can choose the extra spots that you can ink up, and one person can choose a roll of that Flirty Flamingo ribbon that we just saw on that last card. So we'll draw for a winner, one winner for today, and then we're going to go back to last week's video and we're going to draw for 2 winners from that one, because one of my winners, the first winner, was actually from another country, I think Canada, and so I could only send her a card. So I still have goodies to send out. So we'll draw for a couple more winners because I'm just that way. Okay, the hearts on the card on the left, are they stamped? Let me look. No, none of them are stamped. There are, oh yes, right up here. This one, this is another stamp that comes in that set. Yes, those were stamped from the coordinating stamp set. Thank you, I'm glad I caught that question. Thank you, Danielle. I can I can understand a little bit of French. I took some French. So you said, thank you, lovely card. I appreciate that. Yay. All right, so let's go to our computer. I'm gonna make sure I have that set up here. And we're gonna draw for a winner. So let me grab our URL. And you guys told me what it was one time and then I forgot, but you know, it's basically the website, the address. Universal, you are something locator. I don't retain things that I don't need to, I guess. All right, we've got our video up here. So I'm going to bring you to the computer now, and let's go ahead and grab that URL from today. So we'll do a copy, and we're going to go into our random comment picker and insert that into this little spot here. How many people do we have that, oops, let's do this here. There we go. How many people do we have today that commented? 94 of you were with us today commenting. Thank you so much. And we're going to start the picker. Who is going to be our winner for today from today's video? Ellen Roy, thank you so much. And she is from Bethlehem, New Hampshire. Thanks, congratulations. So Ellen, what I want you to do is make sure that you contact me. I'm going to click on here and make sure I can write to you too. But make sure that you contact me, because sometimes if I reach out to you, I don't hear from you anyway. So just hopefully you get this message. And then come on up. Where did she go? She's somewhere in here. We might have to hit that again. Hang on. Let's try that one more time. So hopefully we will get in touch with each other and you can give me your address and I can send you the prize of your choice. We're going to draw for another winner. There she is. Oh, you were there. I just didn't see it. Okay, so I'm going to comment right here. You are a winner. Message me. Yay. Okay, now we're going to go back to another video. We're going to go back to last week's video and we're going to draw for 2 winners. So if you were with us last week, make sure that you are tuned in right now and think good thoughts your way. I love it when people comment and they say, me, me, me. I think it helps. I do. All right, so we're going to go to past videos. There they are. And it's this one here. It actually was in 2 parts, but we're going from this one. So we're going to copy that address and go in and enter that one. And we're going to draw 2 winners, okay? 2 winners. Here we go. How many commenters do we have from that time? Let's find out. 170 people have watched it since then and commented at least. Maybe more saw it. Yay! All right, so who is our first of our 2 winners from last week? Ta-da! Marlene Martin! Yay! I'm just going to click on your name for now and I'll message you. And then we're going to grab one more winner. So we will do this one more time. Oh, pick another winner. There we go. So our next winner is, oh, start. You can tell I only do this once a week, right? Diane! Oh my goodness, she's from my team. Congratulations to Diane, and I will click on your name afterwards. Let's go ahead and sign off. We have a couple weeks off though. I am sad to say. I was trying to figure out how to make it work, but I am going on a five-day crafting retreat. And if those of you that have ever been on a crafting retreat, you know this. You know that it takes many extra hours just to prepare for it. So I'm going to take off next week and do some of that. I might also use my video day to record some videos for my team. And they'll hear about that in about 25 minutes when I broadcast to them. But thank you, and yes, congratulations to all of those winners. That's so awesome. I get to send out 3 prizes. I'm so excited. I hope that you had fun. I'm looking through my information to see if I missed anything, but I don't think I did. So 2 weeks skipped. That would take us, and I'm feeling so sad about this because I really love sharing, but that would take us to February 6th. So I will see you in 3 weeks. All right. Thank you so much. All right. I love you all. Now go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.